Where did Frank go? You know the funny thing about life? Talk to him, train. It be the closest people to you be your biggest haters. Said that right. Express they want to see you do good, just not better than them. Huh? Let your haters motivate you and elevate you. Alright. It's Johnny niggas hate me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans that watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it jigger, that's the way I'm living. Got all these racks on me, got all this ice on me. Got them shooters who gon' ride for me and die for me. Got niggas hating me because of the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. She like they love me better when I ain't have it. But now they hating good to see me living lavish. Pull up an Onyx and I let them strippers have it. I show my sometimes cause I ain't never had. Hard up till I came from the bottom. I'm throwing all these dollars, rockin' Gucci, rockin' Prada, and we the baddest models. Fresh as hell when I step out, hit the club and showing out. Standing all up on the couches, now the whole club asking bottles. Got these niggas hating me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans that watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Got all these racks on me, got all this ice on me. Got them shooters who gon' ride for me and die for me. Got them hating me because of the way I'm living. And I'ma always keep it G, cause that's the way I'm living. Make it feel type of way. Bad in my face, try to steal my weight. Getting money every day. What I had to say, I ran it up, did a race. 100 bands, I'm trying to get to the money bag. Couple stacks in the road bag. Make it do the money day. The way she throw it was a quarterback. The way I ran the bags, I thought it was a running back. Got it, they hate me because of the way I'm living. I know them fans that watching me because of the way I'm living. She tryna run with a G, she love the way I'm living.
What's going on, battle buddies?
What's up?
How y'all doing? Oops, wrong one. My bad. How y'all doing?
Hey man, can't nobody tell me nothing.
What you talking about?
I'm be talking my talk all day. Can't nobody tell me nothing. It's one of the topics. You know I'm so extremely happy. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing. All I'm gonna say is Thursday, I'm gonna be ready. You feel me? I'm gonna be lit, two-fisted, all that.
As soon as I saw it, I thought about you. I said,
Hey,
I
man.
know he
You
is
already
hype.
Yo, I've been waiting on this and waiting on this. Anytime they hinted at it, I'm sharing it. Man, look. I'm done. I don't even gotta watch no more verses after this. I'm done. It's over with. I'm done.
I really thought they had done that one.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. That I was. It should have been.
Didn't 8 Ball go up against somebody? I've been excited about this. When they first started, I was like, man, they need like a real Southern like a real one, because
a real one. How they been keeping it real New York? I'm like, yo, they need a real
New York
Southern. Yo.
When they did Manny Fresh versus Scott Storch, I was like, all the people in the comments, these people, they not from the South, because Manny Fresh, like, it really don't get no better than that down here.
No.
You still pulling Manny Fresh songs and getting the club hype down here.
Right. That wasn't even a good match.
And Manny Fresh, like, he produced like entire projects.
Yeah.
Scott Storch,
he produced a whole era.
Right.
Hey man. Hey, let me tell you something. Yo, I don't think y'all understand how ready I am for that on Thursday. Look, man. Hey, it's on the calendar.
Who you got? Well, we ain't gonna we'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll talk about it when we get to it. But I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah. We gotta how y'all doing, everybody in the comments? Y'all here earlier? We appreciate y'all. Before we start anything, and before we even do the formal introductions, I want to welcome and introduce everybody to our new co-host, Miss Drena Dreen. We sure appreciate you, Drena Dreen.
I appreciate y'all for thinking of me.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
Adrian said the South got something to say.
Hey man, we always got something to say.
Definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? Always got something to say.
Well, thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we got so we're gonna do our formal introductions. And I will start off by introducing, y'all know the South got something to say. The legendary, the living legend, Mr. Adrian Taylor, aka
Versus biggest fan right now.
aka
Mr. GC, you already know.
And then we have our newest co-host, Miss Drena, aka I don't know if you have a name, but you know you got to come up with something.
Oh, I don't know. I thought y'all gave me one. Dreen.
What are you
saying? Dreen. They don't think Dreen is just my name. They always try to add something. So I'm always like, yeah, Dreen is fine.
Okay. AKA Mississippi's finest, baby. She's from the SIP.
Hey man.
Definitely from the SIP.
The South got something to say, man, and we're gonna keep it Southern today. Oh my goodness! Look, you hear me, but first before we even go further, gotta let y'all know my girl is Miss Didi Legette, aka
the core queen. Y'all know who it is,
aka
Miss UGK for the win. Look, we're gonna just jump right into that topic because Adrian over there itching for it. He dying over there to talk about this versus battle y'all coming up. It's about to be crazy. This gonna be one for the records. It's gonna be one for the records.
Hey man,
when
Carl, yes.
When Adrian got up, I thought he was about to reach over to your camera.
What in the world? What is that? I can't even see that. I'm not dealing with this.
Ace Age pimping, baby.
This guy. Oh my God.
You see
it? He hype, y'all. He is
you
hype.
You see? Hey man, I like UGK. Don't get me wrong. I like UGK. I'm a huge UGK fan. But I'm biased. I'm gonna be honest with you. So people can say UGK gonna win, but I'm biased as hell. So A-Ball and MJG
too.
A-Ball and MJG for the win. Well, because for one, I know all their songs, so it's like I'm biased. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was the ref, you might as well not have me reffing because I'm biased. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna be biased. And I love UGK. I love UGK. Yeah. But
that live gonna be crazy. Crazy. I want to go to Atlanta so bad, but I don't know how to get in. I don't know nobody to get me in. I want to be there. I want to be at the battle.
That would, oh man. I told you the only time I stuttered meeting somebody, a star was 8-Ball MJG. Like that was one of the only times I ever stuttered in my life meeting somebody. Hey man. Hey,
look,
you see it.
This gonna be the best one I think for the South.
I had to put it in the frame. You hear me?
Oh, you hear me? God.
I had to put that in the frame. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I'm gonna be when I meet David Banner. Don't worry, I'm gonna act a fool.
Yo, so they had came here. They had a concert. I want to say a few years ago. It was so crazy because, of course, up here in this area, they came to DC. I'm like rapping all the words. People looking at me like, I know some of these songs, but nigga, you know all of them. Yeah, man. Hey, I was happy. They came because they did it. It was A-Ball MJG, Trick Daddy, Mystical, Juvenile, Pastor Troy.
Oh, y'all showed out.
Oh, that's real.
Hey, you hear me?
Y'all showed out.
Hey,
that was a hell of an era right there.
Hey, I felt like I was back in the early 2000s, man. I was like, what is going on around here? I had a ball. It was
you know what? You can get me in Thursday? If you can get me in third, look, I will be in my truck on the way. You need to let me know. That boy of mine will have to figure it out on his own. His last day of school Thursday, he could be asleep at the house. Look, you tell me. Oh, wait a minute, Carl. Who you saw? Let me see. Bone Thug, 3-6 Mafia. Can't fuck with. Yeah, Busy Bone serious now.
Anyway, A-Ball, MJG, UGK. I ain't trying to hear no Bone Thugs and Harmony, Busy Bone. Get them off the screen. Man, take that comment. We talking about 8-Ball and MJG right now. 8-Ball and MJG and UG, the kings of the South.
Look, I'm hoping.
Okay, and then throwing Outkast. That's the kings of the South, baby.
Nah, yeah. I'm hoping that they get the respect they deserve on his verses and they shut Instagram down. Like, I really want them to get the respect that they deserve for this versus battle for real. Because these young kids don't respect nothing that they don't know. They retarded. They need to come on here and learn themselves.
Rappers.
Definitely
Your
favorite
rappers.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Man, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Are we talking business? Like, we like Master P, bro. We like Master P.
Scarface got my vote, but don't nobody care.
But Master P, more or less, he had a business model that was just like no other. But
yeah, because all his artists was trash except for Mystical and Mia X.
We ain't talking rap, bro. Like, but
Master P produced one of the worst rappers in the history of rap.
Which one?
Silk the Shocker.
Silk the Shocker.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm in a group on Facebook. And they literally printed out all of Silk the Shocker's lyrics just as posts. Oh my! You talk about funny. Oh my God! Like, really?
I don't know. Mr. Servo was pretty bad too. Now,
is he worse than Birdman?
Absolutely.
It
was a competition. It was a competition going on between Silk the Shocker and Magoo.
I don't know, man. Mr. Servo was pretty bad too. I don't know.
Anytime, unless it was the Big Timers album, anytime Birdman come on, I'm changing it or I'm cutting it down.
Let me tell you something. That Big Timer album, the Big Timer albums, it was something about them. I don't know. Him and Manny Fresh had chemistry on them. But anytime he rapped with Lil Wayne, I used to be like, sit your.
Yeah, that's because Manny Fresh was carrying him. He got that different melodic type of thing to carry him. Yeah, well, Wayne, you got to be able to rap. You can't just get on no Wayne track and not be able to rap. It's not gonna work.
So it was it was horrible. But we're talking about 8-Ball, MJG, and UGK. If I sporadically say that throughout this show,
oh Lord,
just understand.
Jesus.
I need y'all to understand that come Thursday, May 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8-Ball and MJG versus UGK. It's going down. Whether you like UGK, I'm cool with that too. As you see, I said whether you like. You see, my love for 8-Ball and MJG is so much that if you put UGK against anybody else besides Outkast, I'm probably going UGK. But I just can't. I just can't. It's 8-Ball and MJG. It's the Fat Mac. It's the Fat Mac.
It's about to be crazy. I will say that it's about to be.
Yo. Hey.
I'm so excited about Adrian's excitement.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you. Like, yo, I was cool with a couple of the verses, but like, yo, I'm going to watch the whole thing. Like, this is an event for me. Like,
yeah, I'm excited about it too.
Yeah.
Because I think that era was kind of like my introduction to the South. Because I came in the military and my whole career was in the South. So I got indoctrinated with all of that. So I'm like, I love it. I call home, they be like, oh, we don't care nothing about that. They don't care.
I did not know who Jay-Z was until I heard
Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimpin'.
I knew him, but most people didn't know who Jay-Z was in the South until they heard Big Pimpin'.
And I didn't know anybody in the South except for Master P when he was on, I think, Montel Jordan song.
Oh yeah,
back in the day, I didn't know any rappers in the South other than that one person on that one song. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, you didn't know it until that song.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's the only rapper in the South. Period, and that was in just that one song.
You stupid. I mean, so when Body Body came out, that was like a whole thing for us in the South. Like, oh man, it was crazy. Like we ain't heard nothing like that in the South when he came out with Body Body. It was like, yeah, it was just totally different. It just took over. It was crazy.
And see, I don't know if I was down there yet. I can't remember. I joined in '98, so
I remember it being like majority.
Body Body. When that came out, 96, 97?
Yeah, it was like late 90s.
Yeah,
I remember it was like a huge influence, like Houston music, like screwed up music. And then you had whatever was going on, Atlanta. But then once Master P dropped, it was like, oh, this is it. And then right after that, Cash Money.
Yeah, see, I came when Cash Money dropped. I was like, oh, I like Lil Wayne.
And you, of course, like Florida. So you had the Florida stuff too, but we weren't listening to nothing north of Georgia, north of Tennessee. Right. We weren't listening.
And then, with us being from Mississippi, we had a real huge Louisiana influence when it came to music.
Oh, yeah.
So, especially everything that came out of New Orleans and Baton Rouge was like real big for us. So Boosie, when Boosie was like, Boosie was crazy. Like, I remember Boosie, but like people didn't really know who Boosie was. We was big on Boosie. And then he finally took off. He still ain't had that commercial success. But
Chris trying to start some shit with you, Adrian.
Hey man, I'm not even because what he like? Do or die, po pimping? What he like? I don't know. Trying to think.
He asking the question, are they hip hop legends or are they Southern legends?
They hip hop legends. You know what? I don't care. I don't care what people think. Like, I don't care. They legends to me. They legends to
Derek,
me.
What you said? Derek said, I don't know. I didn't know I passed Troy until my roommate at Job Corps introduced me to him. He was from Atlanta. Yeah, Pastor Troy. First of all, Pastor Troy is still running around here with that damn Toys R Us WWE championship belt doing shows here in the Carolinas, like with velour sweatsuits on in the summertime. Boy, if you don't go sit down.
Chris, let me tell you something about A-Ball and MJG.
Don't y'all get on his bad side now.
I don't know what y'all got going on up there in Michigan, but
he said he actually is going with A-Ball. That's a legit question because some of us are choosing them over known artists that are considered legends.
A-Ball is a legend. A-Ball is your favorite rapper.
But I guess like if you look at it, like people always have this list. They have their list. And 8-Ball MJG ain't never on the list. Like overwhelmingly on the list. Like I've never heard anybody say 8-Ball MJG my favorite rapper.
And that's probably because you had, I think especially think about when they came out, right? They really paved the way for Houston, for Memphis music. Let's be clear. Because wasn't nobody coming out of Memphis until they came out of Memphis. Which paved the way because Memphis got a lot of rappers on right now.
Who is this?
But 8-Ball and MJG is legends, man. I mean, you can't. They don't work with everybody. Your favorite rappers, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Southern legends. I don't care what these cats say. I feel like they really trying to get a rise out of me because they really see.
No, I think that's a real legit.
But
I would say Southern legends too. But I lived in the South for a long time. So if I were to if we would have had this conversation with people from up north, they would probably not know not one single 8-Ball MJG song.
No, but my point is that okay, the same thing can go for us. as far as, you know, someone might say that Rakim is a legend, and we might look at him like, man, he ain't even top 20.
But no, because he ain't on a lot of people's lists. So we talking about like you got Jay-Z's, you got Nas, you got Eminem, you got Outkast, like people that are known, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, known legends that people have overwhelmingly on their list. Like the rappers that you're talking about would be regional.
They never been. Yeah, they definitely been regional. I mean, they was regional until they came out with Bad Boy and dropped that album, and that album went crazy. But I mean, they've always been on Southern labels until they came out with that album, which we know that album did crazy. But I guess it all depends on what you look at. You know what I'm saying? UGK, they really kind of, Pimp C kind of shot them in the foot. You know, he kind of got in trouble at some bad
I don't
times.
know what native tongues is, Carl. Anybody know what native tongues are? I don't know who that is.
Oh.
He said Rakim is a hip hop legend. He helped build hip hop. But so I think the question should be, what's considered a legend and what's the criteria to be considered a legend?
Right.
Then maybe
because that was my whole point by saying Rakim, because if you from up north, you may feel like Rakim's a legend. You in the south,
but hip hop started be like, up north though.
Good.
But hip hop started up north, so you have to give we're talking about the reason why they would say that he's a legend, because it started there. So you have to pay homage to the people that started it, because there would be no hip hop.
The North ain't been.
So now the South has taken the crown.
The North ain't been in the spotlight in over 20 years.
Spotlight.
No, I'm saying like I can't. But that's like
where
saying,
it started, and then the torch got passed to.
Right.
So now the South has carried the torch,
but it ain't been hot in over 20 years, like as a whole, as a region. So it's kind of like,
so that means that anybody that started there is not relevant because they not hot. Like that would be like saying
what I'm saying. I'm saying someone in another region could be like, Rakim cool, but he ain't no legend. Just like somebody in another region could say 8Ball and MJ cool, but they ain't no legend.
We're not talking about just individual people. We're talking about
Diddy,
overall.
You ain't listening. I'm saying he's a legend in his region, but some people might not consider him a legend overall. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's the point that's what I'm saying. Because that could be the point, like Buddy's saying, like, oh, they legends in the South. Well,
I'm responding to his comment, not to what I'm talking about. His comment.
I ain't reading his comments. We talking. I can't read all.
We got a comment. That's why we here.
I can't read all of them. I can't read all of them.
Only the ones I put on the screen. That's it.
Oh, I ain't even see the last couple you put on the screen. I can't.
I was just referring to him saying that he built hip hop, and I said because it started in the North. That was the only thing I was responding to.
But did he though?
That I agree or disagree.
Did he though? His body of work is legendary.
There's a difference between regional legend and hip hop legend, and that's what I was talking about. I'm talking about the list these lists that people come up with, and most of the time they're interchangeable. The top like 5 or 6 people.
There is a difference.
They make
different orders. But Rakim is regional. He's not. If we're going on the same thing of how you're saying 8Ball and MJG, he's a regional.
I wouldn't have Rakim on that interchangeable list either.
Yeah, Jay-Z is a legend, right?
Yeah.
You know, Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Outkast. You know what I'm saying? These cats is legend. Wayne, Drake, legends. They're worldwide. Like we're not gonna say that Rakim 10 people is a down legend.
And tell them to write their top 10 artists. They're probably gonna have pretty much the same list. They're just not gonna be in the same order. But them same names gonna probably be on them lists. But Rakim and 8Ball MJG probably not gonna be on the list.
Right, not at all. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of rappers? If you asking me anyways, mine is gonna be different. Of course, it's gonna be. So my Mount Rushmore is different. My criteria is total body of work, longevity. So those are the things that I take into consideration. So on my Mount Rushmore, you have Snoop, Jay-Z, Scarface, and throwing one more in there. I'm going to say Wayne. But like I said, it's total body of work, longevity. Like, I personally can't throw Biggie in there because, and this is just me, he doesn't have enough body of work for me to put him over a Wayne, over a Jay-Z, over a Snoop. You know what I'm saying? When these guys been doing it 20 plus years at a high level for 20 plus years. That's just me. But not
Drena, who you got on your Mount Rushmore?
Probably nobody that you listed. On Mount, I would put Wayne there. I just love Southern hip hop. I would put Wayne there. I would put. I feel like everybody's list has one of the same three. Somebody gonna have Biggie on their list. Somebody gonna have Jay. Somebody gonna have Wayne on there. Believe it or not, I have Juvenile as one of my favorites, even though he put an album out and I don't know how long, but I felt like I feel like Juvenile's a great rapper. I think he's underrated. Maybe it's the Southerner in me.
It's probably,
but I love Juvenile. Yeah. Y'all will still bump 400 degrees. Anyway. I would probably throw somebody new on there. I would probably put Kendrick up there. And a fourth person, I said Wayne. It's always controversial, but I mean, can you leave Andre 3000 off?
Ooh. That's a good one, Drena. That's a good one. But
people always say you can't count Andre 3000 because he hasn't done his own body of work. But I kind of feel like The Love Below was his own body of work.
Andre 3000 is a genius, so I don't know. I just think he's a genius. So
yeah.
Dang, that's hard to just pick four.
It is.
That's hard. But I would probably go with Kanye West. Would definitely be on there for me. I think he's a genius musically.
Yes, he is.
He's batshit crazy, but hey, most creative people are. Yeah. Who else? I would put Jadakiss because I think he's the most lyrically underrated rapper ever. Who else? I probably would put Biggie on there because I was just a huge Biggie fan when he was alive. And because I can only do 4, I'll have to say Jay-Z. That's my 4.
That's a good, solid list of people.
Yeah. Juan said Scarface, Big Daddy Kane,
Cool G Rap. What's the 4th one? I didn't see no 4. More legendary group, 8Ball and MJG or Locks. I feel like 8Ball and MJG are hood legends nationally. I got Outkast as undeniably legends. I'm gonna go with Locks and see. This is where my non-bias comes in. Because also I have to put in their solo bodies of work. You know what I mean? And Styles P and Jadakiss solo bodies of work was great. Even you know what I'm saying? So She Glass Body it was pretty solid too. So
he said Big L. Okay. Juan, you're Mount Rushmore. Y'all ain't put. I wasn't a Tupac fan, so
I like Tupac.
I mean, I like his work now, but back then when he was alive and I was listening to it, I was too young. Maybe I didn't get it, but I wasn't a Tupac fan. I was a huge Biggie fan.
I love Tupac, but I mean, I didn't put I don't on my Mount Rushmore. I don't put Tupac or Biggie on them because I mean, if I put one of them, it would definitely be Tupac. I would never put Biggie in my Mount Rushmore. And it's not that I'm not a Biggie fan. I can't give you them type of accolades off 2 albums. I'm just not gonna do that.
Well, if you can make 2 albums and make that much impact, I got to give you the accolades.
But did he make that much impact because of the whole East-West Coast beef with Tupac?
No, where I'm from, he was huge. It didn't matter.
No, but I'm
that
talking
didn't
about
matter to us.
I'm talking about, well, we knew Tupac. So I'm gonna speak for us in the South. We definitely knew who Tupac was. We didn't really know who Biggie was. We knew who Biggie was because he was beefing with Tupac. Like Tupac was huge. Like he definitely had the
That's
South.
because Tupac left New
West.
York and went to the West Coast. So
right.
Had he not made that transition to go to a huge record label like Death Row, nobody would have known him. But he left, so he went.
But
Biggie stayed in New York. So and it took some time, and Bad Boy took some time to develop. So for Biggie to make that much of an impact,
he made an impact because he was on Tupac's coattail. But that's just me. I think there's no one is more influential as far as rapper goes than Tupac. It's just hands down. No one would ever have that type of impact. I feel like we got a couple that's close. Even now, I feel like Drake has a huge impact. Kanye has a huge impact, and Kendrick has a huge impact. I mean, of course, they're different, but I mean, anything that those guys are doing, people are watching, if that makes sense. They want to see it. They want to know, even though they're not controversial like Tupac was. But it's like anything that they drop, people are going to pay attention to. So Tupac was controversial, but anything Tupac dropped as well, everybody wanted to see what was going on. I want to hear this music. That's just.
I love. We're gonna move on to hip hop. I was gonna say when I listen to a hip hop album like Kendrick, I feel like I'm listening to an entire project. When I listen to a Drake album, I feel like I'm listening to a bunch of singles with some other stuff mixed in there. Even whenever I don't listen to Drake. Like with Kanye, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like it was a whole project. Like you didn't, of course every song ended, but it was like you just let the whole thing go, and that's what
Kendrick
makes a great album for me.
Kendrick is so not appreciated right now the way he should be. He's just a genius, and I don't think he belongs on a Mount Rushmore. I believe he belongs on his own statue, so I can't even put him on that. He just belongs on something on his own because he's creating things that's healing generations, and people don't even realize.
Yeah.
So he's definitely on my new, and I think he would replace somebody eventually, but he's definitely on my new Mount Rushmore.
The problem with Kendrick is that he's in an era that sucks so bad. And he doesn't he don't want to put music out in this trash ash industry because he knows what he possesses, and putting it out is like, y'all don't appreciate this.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got a lot of water. It's watered down now. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's totally different when we was coming through. Like we anticipated, albums being dropped. And then think about what we came through. We came through what was it? I mean, you go back to 95, 96, 97, 98, and just look at during that time, like the classic albums that were dropped. And it was like multiple classic albums dropped in a year. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like one or two or three, like it's multiples. And now you come in and it's just like it sounds the same. And it sucks. Like it sucks that everything sounds the same. You want that originality, like you got. So that's why it's so refreshing when Kendrick comes out, because it don't sound like nobody else.
Yes,
because
they're catering to these dumbass kids. They slow. These kids are dumb, but that's what they cater to.
Hey man, it's tough, and it's a microwave society. So.
You talking to my son, I'm like, are you serious?
It's tough.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
It's tough. It's hard, and because I even work like with my son. Like my son, if he's doing something that's tough, he don't want to keep doing it. Like, but if it's easy, he want to do it. And it's like, bro, I don't know where you get that from, but you didn't get it from me. So you finna put some work in, homie. Like we ain't quitting.
All right. The Native Tongues movement is responsible for Kanye West, Andre 3000, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Jane. Oh, okay. Never heard of him, but that's pretty dope.
Okay. I mean, like, so is this a group or
because I've never heard of
a movement? Like, they production? We need a little bit more background on that one, buddy.
I don't know. But so we're gonna move to our next topic because we was on that one for a long time.
See,
so
you
did it. No, I knew you was hyped, so I had to let you get that out. Your spirit had to come out your spirit. Okay. So did you get a chance to listen to Coach Saban in his interview about the unfairness of the new college rules with the likeness and image of college students being paid, and now he wants to snitch on different schools and coaches like Jimbo Fisher and Primetime, saying they are paying and they have been paying their athletes to come to them for a long time. The audacity!
Oh man, I must have missed
this
topic.
It's the caucasity.
No, I'm talking about. I didn't see this on the list that we was talking about, but I love to talk about this one. So it's funny because we was having a conversation about this. Coach Saban looks like the kid with the ball that gets mad because he's losing and takes the ball and goes home. How dare Deion Sanders pull the #1 recruit in the nation? How dare you black school having, no funds having, facilities having, can't compete with us? How in the world do you pull the #1 recruit? So when you really listen to it, like that, like you could tell like he was mad because he was really going at Jimbo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, how dare I don't have the #1 recruiting class this year. You know, and Jimbo Fisher has the #1 recruiting class. And by the way, how in the world did Jackson State broke ass get the #1 recruit in the nation when we've been doing everything by the book? Hold up now.
Woo.
Alabama for the last 10 years? If y'all don't have 4 or 5 first round picks going in each draft, that's an off year. Not only that, so you telling me these kids from Houston, Miami, Atlanta, LA, Chicago, right? These big city kids, big state schools is coming to bumfuck Alabama because they love it?
Because they just love it there.
Yeah, I really feel like he threw himself under the bus because now he bringing in extra heat on himself because you're like, so you think people wouldn't rather go to play at Texas A&M, big school, with Jimbo Fisher, who used to coach at Florida State, which is a big school. You think they rather come to backwoods Alabama and play? Okay. All right. Yeah. So he put a target on his back as far as now people are going to be digging because it's like, bro, ain't no way these cats coming to Alabama.
Just because we like you
willingly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Come on for that.
Man. Nick, these kids leaving Georgia, these kids leaving Florida to come and play in Alabama.
Coach Prime said, all right. Oh, he just Coach Prime said, oh, he just saying what everybody else want to say. That's all. He just saying it out loud. They big mad. Because this past draft, they had the most recruits from HBCUs ever.
He's just finding out that you can't compete with culture. I mean, I don't know anybody that plays football. Like Deion Sanders was so much more than a football player. Like I didn't even watch football, and I knew the dance, I knew the primetime dance, all of that. I mean, it's Deion
got a whole song.
It's Deion Sanders.
Yo,
like who?
I don't. Yeah, it's funny. I don't think they understand that. I don't think he understands the marketability that Deion has and how he can help someone with his skill set, you know, transcend into the NFL, but not only in the NFL, but you know what I'm saying, as far as the marketing dollars, right? And so it's the landscape is changing. I mean, and we see the writing on the wall. You know, these black kids are starting to say, yo, we finna go here. So it's funny because me and a group of HBC goers, you know, all it's gonna take now is for them big linemen to start going to HBCUs. If them big linemen start going, which they're starting to, that's when it's really gonna change. And so people like Nick Saban, which is basically what he was doing, is crying out to his boosters of saying, look, we're about to lose all this talent if y'all don't start stepping up. We're gonna lose these cats.
Dog whistle.
Yeah, he was crying. But you know, it wasn't cool. Like, that wasn't cool. He lost my respect. So all you Alabama fans, you know,
that's what I want to know. I want to know what Alabama fans thought about it. And I also,
they don't care. They worship that man.
I don't think he would be prepared to wrap his mind around if it weren't for the incentives that they were giving black players. Them kids would have been at HBCUs a long time ago. Because I mean, the culture at those schools, like, I get to go to a party school. I get to go to a party school and like everybody look like me and they gonna help me out. Like, so
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because before Deion Sanders became the coach of Jackson State, people were hell bent on this would never happen. They ain't got enough money. They ain't gonna be able to make it happen. I'm like, all it takes is for one person to go and shift the tide.
Yeah.
It just takes one thing to happen, but it has to be an influential person, and them kids will start going and they'll start following suit and going. Look, they picked the perfect person to be the spokesperson in the face of this. Deion Sanders is getting it in. He getting it done. And now that they changed the rules in college where these kids getting paid now, it's over with for them.
Yeah.
Must be the money.
Over with. All right, Carl, you be good. I definitely will check them out. Thank you. Yeah, they gotta
okay. Search them up.
Nick Saban really made himself look super stupid, and I need to go and watch the response from Jimbo Fisher because I heard he went in.
Oh, he went in,
but I couldn't find that. I didn't see that video.
He said ain't nothing he could say to him. Like, he thought that, you know, of course they were supposed to be cool, and like, yo, you just tried to throw me under the bus. Like, what? Hold up, what I got to do with your lack of getting recruits?
Right.
You know, or the recruits that you want, and you feel like we stealing, basically. So
terrible. Now we bribing people like you was doing for how many years?
Hey, that's your man. That's your man.
Another reason why I hate Alabama.
Don't get no support from me.
I was stuck there for 7 years. I hate that place. All right, y'all. So I don't know if y'all saw the whole controversy going on. I think it's been, I know at least today, but for a couple of days, about Walmart and their Juneteenth ice cream.
Oh.
Red velvet. Red velvet at that.
With cheesecake swirls in it. Girl, bye. Well, they the outcry and the complaints got heard so loud that they pulled it off the shelves. I've seen mixed reviews about what happened. I'll let y'all say how y'all feel about it, and I'll tell you how I feel about it.
I mean, this is America. It's a very capitalistic place. So I was not surprised that they came out with a whole Juneteenth line. I mean, it's been at the Dollar Tree. It's been everywhere. And I almost was petty enough to buy the decorations to fill up my whole entire desk at work. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm just happy to be off. But I don't know why people are surprised. I mean, whenever we saw it, you know, through everything with George Floyd, with everybody, you know, rallying behind Black Lives Matter, and everybody's every business, everybody's profile picture was a black square. You know, they just jumped on these things, but they're not doing any work behind it or anything to promote any like of the education behind it, or you know, any of that stuff. But they were like, hey, we giving you this ice cream, come buy it. Like, I don't think so. But I don't know why people are so upset about it, but yeah. I don't know why they surprised. I don't know why they shocked.
I didn't know why. I didn't know what the big deal was. I mean, we live in a capitalistic society. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you make anything a holiday, like, I mean, think about it, like Easter, 4th of July, you know, Memorial Day, President. Like, I mean, okay, let's talk about Martin Luther King Day. How these flyers with earrings and Martin Luther King, he throwing up, you know, the deuce, all this and that with the bling on his, you know, on his neck and all that, right? So, like, this is what we do. People make money off of it. So I wasn't surprised. What you thought this was gonna be off limits? They're not gonna make money off of a Juneteenth. Like, I didn't think it was that bad of an idea. Actually, I didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't have it both ways. We can't want to celebrate it and have the U.S. recognize it as a holiday and not expect them to make money off of the holiday. Like, you can't have it both ways. Otherwise, we need to go back to what it was. You know what I'm saying? Where we was celebrating it privately, and weren't, you know, no one was making money. Well, especially not, they wasn't whitewashing and making the money. But you can't have the holiday and be like, yes, we got the holiday, and expect them not to make money off of it. Like, that's crazy to me.
If anything, I would think that we shouldn't have bought anything and let it go like way down, marked down on clearance, like 90% off, and just go buy all of it for the next year. Like, never buy it until after Juneteenth and let them mark it all the way down, and then you can have it like if you wanted it.
Well, I had a problem with them making it a holiday, so that's where my comments are going to come from, because I don't think it should have been a holiday. And I think most people who've ever celebrated it and understood the real meaning of it didn't want it to be a holiday either. My issue is that I think Black people are really just tired of the symbolism of things. They give us a whole lot of symbolic shit with no changes of anything. They don't honor Juneteenth. They just made it a commercial holiday so that they can sell shit and make money from it. They don't give a fuck about Juneteenth at all. So they made it, like you said, like every other holiday. So now it's just another holiday. So it lost its value across the board, whether you wanted it to be a holiday or not. My biggest issue with the ice cream was, number one, it was great value. That's an issue. If you're going to celebrate that holiday, you probably should have enlisted some Black-owned ice cream companies to sell their ice cream for Juneteenth.
Creamalicious.
That would have made more sense. But I think that's probably why they took the brand down, because Great Value just literally just went and made their own ice cream and slapped the Juneteenth label on it. like seriously, that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, because there's a lot of Black-owned ice cream companies that they could have actually highlighted and spotlighted to make it a more of a valuable holiday. If you're going to commercialize it anyway, let some Black folks get some kudos off of it, since we's free now.
Right.
But I'm just like, I was so against them making this a holiday. So against it. It's just a bad idea. And now we just a Black Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And that's what, but people wanted this. This was what people want. But you
not everybody, Adrian. Everybody
people
that go to work and they just want a day off. They wanted.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay. People want a day off.
Well, maybe that was the overwhelming, because they was getting a day off. Maybe that's what it was. But you know, I seen a lot of people extremely happy, like this was a win. And sometimes I'd be like, man, it's so easy for y'all to feel like y'all got to win out here. It's crazy.
Symbolism.
But
symbolism. Like taking down statues. So what? They took a statue down. We still got racist people in office making decisions, and racist cops on the force killing people. Why? Who cares if you take down a statue? It's symbolism. And student debt still ain't paid. But anyway. Mm-hmm.
Hey man, that's who y'all voted for. So I don't, y'all continue to vote for these cats. And hey man,
Trump tried to warn us. Can't even feed the goddamn babies. Speaking of not being able to feed the goddamn babies, what y'all think about the baby formula shortage in the world where they want people to have babies and not get abortion?
I'm glad my wife pumps. I'm glad my wife pumps.
Too bad everybody don't have that luxury.
Right. Yeah. and understanding that. So because with our first child, with Adrian, she couldn't keep up with him. You know what I'm saying? So she had to supplement. You know, so when people talk that talk, right? Like, oh, well, you should be breastfeeding. You don't know how that may work because some people can't produce the same amount as others. And so you may have to supplement and figure out ways because the baby just killing it, running through it. So what you gonna do? Just let them starve, you know, or
I just
and
had
cry
this
all day?
argument with somebody today.
So it's not that easy.
A man.
So this second time, it's definitely been, you know, she's been able to stay ahead because her supply is a lot better, you know, this time. And so, you know, that's a blessing for us. You know, of course, we know other people are not as blessed, but, you know, for us, you know, we're not worried about, you know, formula. And so, you know, he just turned 6 months yesterday. So now we're trying to introduce, you know, oh, there she go. You know, she's introducing like sweet potatoes and avocados, you know, stuff like that for him to try. So hopefully,
come on, Daniel, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's why I said to the dude I was arguing with.
Some women too, though, I feel like the more I see people talking about it, it's like a lot of people do, even women don't even understand the working of a woman's body. Like they
ain't never had to do it.
But yeah, I feel like I feel bad for people who like that's their only option and they can't find it. I feel horrible for those people. But I feel like when it comes to the conversation, like if you don't have something productive to say, like you probably shouldn't be telling women what to do. Like all you got to do is this. Like, you don't have anything productive to add to the conversation.
Good night, little Adrian.
Hi.
Yeah, and that was the argument that I had today, which really irked my spirit, was because they tried to root it back to slave days. And when black women was eating right and they had enough milk to supply and they was supplying for the slave masters, what? Listen here, sir. If you don't have no breast to pump to supply no milk, I don't really want to have this conversation with you. I think men should stop injecting themselves into women's business when they ain't got no boobs or no uterus. Like I said, there's so many different circumstances that surround people not being able to breastfeed or not being available to their children, like being in a tent in Afghanistan and you're not with your baby. Like, cut it out with the judgmental bullshit because you think you're higher and mightier than anybody else. Like, that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't work for you and your kids, okay, don't do it. But like, to be judgmental and sit on this high horse, like you're trying to educate people about something that you've never had to do. If you have multiples, if you have twins or triplets, you may not produce enough milk to feed all of these babies.
Right.
It's just sickening to me for people to pass judgment when they've never had to experience it ever.
Yeah.
Well, that's you want to give your kids animal product milk. I said they have plant-based milk too. Oh no, that's what's his name? What's the dude name that they say is in like creating impossible burgers and all that stuff? Like they trying to kill you. You know what? I'm not doing this with you. I'm just not.
Yeah, I don't think people once again understand. Like, you know, I see it. So seeing my wife, like how different it was this time, you know, as far as what she produced and what she produced, you know, the first time, it's totally different. And so if this shortage would happen now, it definitely would have affected us. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not really an issue with the baby. But I think that this is that thing where men just need to get educated and understand. Because I think if they get educated, or if it was happening at their front door, they would shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big problem, I feel, especially here, man. It's like we give men so much power on what to tell a woman to do with her body. And it's sickening to me. It's extremely sickening. And I don't understand how people don't really have the backlash of that. Like saying like, bro, you ain't caring, you ain't doing nothing. It's crazy.
Ignorance is a religion. I'm using that. Ignorance is a religion.
Hey, it is. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It just really boggles my mind that we are in a baby formula shortage at the same time as y'all want to overturn Roe versus Wade. You know what, ladies? If you're pregnant and you don't want to have that baby, and they making you have it, drop that motherfucker off at Congress on their front door and tell them to feed it, because they care so much about a fetus, but not about an actual real baby.
Of course, they don't care about that. I mean, we know that they don't care. They don't care about once the baby actually comes out. They just want you to have it.
Just have it, just because. We don't care what you do after the fact. Just have a baby. Oh, your stepdaddy raped you? Oh, you'll be okay. Just had a baby.
Okay.
Man, get out of here. And unless it's their 14-year-old daughter, and then they're going to go hide behind some trailer somewhere to go get it.
Oh, they side piece.
Right.
There's actually, I know that's going a little bit more into it, but there is a abortion clinic close. There's one in Pensacola, which is about 2-3 hours from the Gulf Coast, but like the majority of people in this area, like they would travel to like New Orleans, Louisiana, all of the coastal states will travel to Pensacola because they service people like on a same day thing. Other places you had to go one day, go back a week later, and go through all of this. Well, that place actually got their license taken last week. So, and it was due to, I think, 2 different women having to go into the hospital for whatever reason. But I'm like, that's going to affect a lot of people. Like, because they can't go to Louisiana. They can't, Mississippi, you can't get it done. Alabama, I don't think they have a place. So, like, that's 4 states that are affected right there.
Oh, Lord. He said, comedian Carlin said, if you're preborn, you're fine. But if you're preschool, you're fucked.
Right.
Right.
They just going to go back to how it was back in the day when abortion was illegal before. Hangers, throwing people down the steps, drinking bleach.
Exactly.
Folks killing themselves. Like, they're just going to go back to that.
Somebody
people
said
are going to find a way to get rid of them babies.
Right. It's not going to stop abortion. It's just going to stop people having it done safely.
Yeah, right. That's it. That is terrible, man. Terrible. Well, are you guys ready to get into some main topics? Okay, so I know you guys have heard over and over again. This is like the single woman's anthem, like their motto. This line is what you will hear this every single time a woman describes herself, especially if she's single. She will say, I know my worth. I ain't settling. I know my worth. So I was having this conversation, and the person who was talking to me was telling me about a woman who said this. And I started calculating in my mind, well, this ain't adding up. This value is pretty limited based on your record of worth. I'm trying to figure out, are you valuable? Because what you worth right now, it ain't looking too good. I just be wanting to know what do you mean? What are you worth? Because are you saying that you wasn't worth nothing before and you worth something now? What are we talking about? What are we going with this? I'm sick because I'm tired of hearing this shit. I need you to explain to me what you're worth. Don't just say I know my worth. Because you trying to convince us or yourself?
Both of them.
Both of them.
I mean, so here I'm gonna run down the person's quick resume, and then you tell me if you think they have worth or value or either. So we got 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, never been married. Probably makes, I don't know, less than $40,000 a year. I don't know. I'm not sure if they own a house or not. I'm not sure, but I'm just trying to figure out where this worth is. What are we not settling for anymore?
I think when people say that, like in her situation, she is probably saying that, I guess through trial and error, she's not putting up with any of those mistakes anymore. Because that's
right.
pretty bad.
I think that's what happens in those situations, right? Women, they done had a lot of trial and error, and they gave themselves to the wrong guy, and now they know their worth, but you done gave all your worth to the wrong guys, and it sucks. But now you have this expectations that you should have had, previous all your BS, right?
Yeah.
But now you don't understand why. Now you know who you are. You can't get that man that, quote unquote, you feel you deserve, and not understanding what you have done to yourself in this process of now understanding the man that you kind of want, and it's gonna suck for you.
Because should they be realistic in thinking, okay, right? Should they be realistic and say, okay, I'm not settling. This is where I'm at. Like, we're equal now. Like, you can't say that you're settling. Like, if they saying I know my worth and I'm not settling no more. But so now you're less valuable, but you're not settling for the stuff you settled for before.
Right. Yeah. And that's what happens a lot of times. And it's sad. I've seen it. And coming from where we come from, like Drena, you see it too. Like, I seen so many dudes trap women, when they was younger, and women just not really understanding that process. And so now you got trapped by the dude, and now, you know what I'm saying, as older, it's like, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough to bounce back from that, especially when he was a bum and everybody knew he was a bum, but a lot of girls mess with older dudes. So of course they were cool, but they were older, still some bums. But
maybe they still bums.
Right, still.
I don't know the last time you been back down here. But my baby daddy was so bad. I learned after one not to get another one. That's how bad he was. He was so bad. I learned not to get another one. That's what I learned.
But I think my issue is that they look down on men that are their equal. So I'm just trying to figure out how are you settling?
That's just being delusional.
Well, it's because you mess with that sticky shit in the barrel. I
think just like how you have a lot of men who are like the star athlete in high school, and maybe they went to college, but that didn't pan out. They still hold on to that popularity. I feel like you have women who they were the shit in high school. Like, everybody was trying to holler at them, all this and that. And they think that is still what matters. So they're like, oh, I still look good. Like, I don't understand what the disconnect is. Like, I got it going on, but like, nah, you got some work to do. You got some work to do. And it's okay to get with a man who got some work to do as well. Because maybe y'all can help.
And that's my thing right there. That right there.
Maybe y'all can help each other work. Maybe y'all can motivate one another.
Well, I don't want to say your name wrong, Kibwe. I will say, yes, you can always, like, doing work on yourself is always the way to go. You need to heal some things that need to be healed so that you don't project those things on other people, bring them to relationships. But I also believe in one of the things that the old Godfather Kevin Samuels used to say. Well, he used to ask a question. He used to ask a question, and he let them answer it for themselves. What gains value with more use and more age? Nothing. So, as much work as you do, if you continue to give yourself away and keep having babies with different dudes, and just no wisdom does, we're talking about physical things, not knowledge. Like, if a woman is continuously saying they not settling because they have gotten older and they have more miles, I mean, just the reality of you have to change some habits. You can't continue to operate like you were in your 20s and think you're going to get those same outcomes in your 40s. It just don't work that way. It just not. It just don't work that way. I don't know how many times we hear women saying, you know, well, it could happen. Okay. Well, I could hit the lottery. But the chances very slim. And it's just really about being honest about what your options are, what outcomes you want to get. If you want to be married to somebody that's of some type of value, you got to be valuable too. You can't be looking down at people that's literally on the same exact level as you, as if they are less than you, just because you got older and you stopped having other niggas' babies.
Like, I think a lot of it has to do with people feeling entitled as well. For whatever reason, people feel entitled to things that they didn't do the work for, or that they don't really deserve. Like there's no reason they should feel like they deserve that.
But they really think like the delusion is out of this world. I don't know. The stuff I heard this weekend blew my mind, child. I was like, huh? Okay. So we still holding motherhood above wifehood, whatever. I guess. It's like talking about this brings a pity like energy. It's really sad because this is just common sense. That ain't common at all. I mean, if you look around, I can, when it comes to Black women being married that want to be married, slim.
Do they want to be married, or do they want the image, like the wedding and the image of being what they see?
Well, of course they want the image.
They want the image more than they want the actual be someone's spouse.
Yeah, because they're not even spouse material.
Right. And that's just like, so, and that's on either side. Like, why do, people have kids, right? I always say, you allow one, okay, you had a child, right? All right, cool. But like, you keep having kids with the same dude, or you keep having kids with different dudes. Like, why do women not see that as problematic? I can remember like talking to a girl and it's like, and she had kids and it's like, well, I ain't got 5 or 6. And you like, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you want a cookie? Like, because you ain't got a bunch of them, but you got a couple. Like, but it's like using that as a bargaining tool, because it's like, why are we even talking about this? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like showing my worth. Like, there could be worse, if like you're having a disagreement or something, right? So it's kind of like in my mind, like, why are we even bringing this up? Like, it's not. Is that your self-consciousness coming out? Because I ain't even saying nothing about this, right? But why is that? Like,
because I really believe that most women just hold having kids in higher regard than they do to being somebody's wife. Like, they just think that they don't look at giving somebody a child as this high honor. That's not as respected as somebody asking you to be their wife.
I know for me, so a lot of people, Adrian, you probably, I felt like around the time that when I got pregnant, I was 18. It was like a pandemic on the Gulf Coast. Like it seemed like every teenage girl was pregnant. I went to the church I went to. I'm Catholic. The small town, DeLille, like one of them small Mississippi towns. Everybody knows everybody. It was like 5 girls pregnant by the same man. Like,
Oh God.
In church. Everybody was praying about the
Mhm.
same dude. But I feel like it was just at that age, it's like this was not my thinking, but I think a lot of people felt like, well, this is my way to make sure he stays with me. Like, you know, girl, people were really into trapping, but really you were getting trapped because now, you know, this has happened. But when I see grown, like when, again, we were all under, you know, 18 and under, close to that age. But now when I see like grown women who have had children, raised those babies, and now they have brand new babies, and like you still not married, you still messing with the same type of dude. I'm like, what is it? And I even asked a girl one time, like, how did you let this happen to yourself? Like, what? How did you not know? Because you're in your 30s. How did you not know that this was a problem?
Erica, I'm so glad you said something because I sat here trying to have a straight face for so long. I'm like, you must have read it all of them.
Y'all funny. Y'all is funny.
Now, oh God.
Y'all
funny. Jesus.
Hey man,
Father.
some women are breeders, man. What you mean? Hey. My man say breeders. Nah, he, you know, I think he just saying that you know, got some fertile women out here that just like to.
They need to be breeding with their husbands.
Didi, like I don't
listen.
I think you just answered the question. I don't think a lot of women, if you give them the choice of okay, if you give a woman a choice saying either get married and never have kids or have kids, I think women would choose to have kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's something Kevin Samuels asks all the time on the show, and women overwhelmingly said they would have children. 100%. That would be their option every time. But how selfish is that? How selfish is that?
Why men not wearing protection? Because they stupid.
There was a post my coworker showed me today, a man and his mama, like she had him in the park with all her grandchildren from that one son. And the shirt she had on said, I'm a legend. I created a legend. He created a legacy. He had 24 children. All of them were under the age of 15. Like 24 children.
And they think that's cute. Like there is something so broken in that boy.
He couldn't have been older than 35. I'm giving him 35. He was probably in his 20s.
Because my brother wanted 20 kids. He had 10.
Stop lying. That's cap.
Okay, go on his page. DMC, I forgot _ something Instagram. He had 10 kids. One of my dad's kids.
How many baby mamas?
Oh God, don't make me lie. It's probably 8.
Dang.
It's probably 8.
Okay, first, hold on. Once again, I mean,
he was following my dad's footsteps. It's 8 of us by 7 women.
Is he a baller? He got bread like that?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a dope boy back in the day. Now he owned his own truck, so he got money. But that don't matter when you ain't there for your kids. He was in jail a lot.
So women be cool with this.
And to this day,
they
love him. They love him. When I post a picture of my brother, these chicks go crazy. And he's been married for a long time, and they not hers. I think he might have 1 or 2 with her, maybe. And they've been married about 20 years.
I'm just not giving my seed to just everybody. I don't care what I was. I don't know. But once
you
again,
hit that on the head, Kidway. Trauma babies. That's exactly what they are. Trauma babies.
It's just skating and beating.
I just want us to do better. That's all. Because I feel like we have so much information now. People are talking more, and it's just no need to be having all of these different baby moms now. Like it's too easy to have the conversations with our kids and show them that this ain't it. Like And I think we are doing better. I think like my daughter's generation, she's 25. Like I think they're doing better than like you said, back when we was having kids, like everybody was pregnant.
Everybody.
Like, as teenagers, everybody was pregnant. So I think we're doing a better job. I think it's getting better and it will get better. I just want women to value themselves a little bit more and stop taking men's attention and sex from men as being valued, because just because they sleep with you don't mean they want you. So I think that's where the disconnect is coming from.
So everybody always talking, the examples, because I think most of us, our last real true example was, Big Mama and Grandpa, you know what I'm saying? And everybody strives for that. But like, do they really want that? Because that's usually everybody's example. They talk about it, but do they really want what Big Mama and Pawpaw had?
No. Hell, Big Mama ain't want that shit. She ain't had no choice. Where she was gonna go?
Hey man, my granny say she loved my Pawpaw. What you talking about?
She do. I don't doubt that at all. But had she had a choice,
she would have still been with him.
You ain't lying. That was a good man. That's a good man.
Hey, that's what she said. So.
My grandpa he is a great provider. I don't know if my grandma would have chose, if she would have knew. I don't know. They had 7 children, but growing up, we looked at them like as what we wanted to have, like as far as a relationship. But then you get grown and you be like, oh, my grandpa got a little bit of attitude. he got some contingency. He don't eat canned beans. He only eat fresh vegetables.
Oh yeah, we know he had outside children. That's why I said grandma would have been gone, but she ain't had no choice. She had to stay. She couldn't go nowhere. She couldn't get no bank account. She couldn't get no house, no loan, no nothing. No job. She had to stay. So I think people have a misconception that these families were just so strong. No, some of them ain't had no choice.
You right, some of them.
My grandma put my granddaddy out and threw his stuff on Miss Johnny Mae lawn and told him to stay his ass down there.
Did he stay?
Yes, he did. He ain't come back. But she still get them checks. And when he died, she was still his wife, and she still get his survivor checks to this day. And he been dead since 1978. You got to go. You see how old grandma and grandpa were to the age grandma and grandpa are now? I don't know. Were they? I feel like they were still. I think we felt like they were old, but I still, if you actually go back and do the calculations, a lot of them were.
Oh, they were young.
They was young.
I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah,
like I mean, and it also depends on where you fell at in the hierarchy of things. But I look at it like, okay, my mama, a great grandma. And she, in her 60s, and she a great grandma. My mama was a grandma when she was my age. Like, and I got little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think how old how old was our grandparent? How old was your grandma when you were born?
Right.
My grandma
in their 40s.
My grandma became a grandmother in her 40s.
50s, but she became a grandparent in her 40s.
Yeah.
I think
my grandmother had her last child, and then like maybe 4 years after that, my aunt had a baby.
Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Late 40s.
I never calculated it.
Yeah. My grandma became a grandparent in her 40s. Because my
grandma was in her 30s when she became a grandma.
Yeah. Because my grandma is 92. And her oldest grandchild is what, like 47?
Oh, I can do that math, huh? Let me see.
Right, that's what I'm sitting there like.
I never thought. How old is my grandma?
Yeah, so
hold on.
So
okay,
yeah.
so she'll be 83 in July.
My grandmother has
the oldest is
great. So my grandmother is seeing 4 generations.
Yep. My grandma was 38 when she had her first grandchild.
Hold up.
My grandmother became a great grandmother this year.
Yeah. My great niece is like 5, I think, because she's just older than my son.
That's great.
So my niece
I
has
don't think our grandparents
my niece
was
has a
that
child
old.
older than my son. So yeah, my niece has a child older than my son. So yeah, so my
because
grandmother
my grandmother's youngest child is only 7 years older than me. So
like people, because people be saying that like, oh, Big Mama was a real Big Mama. No, they was coming 30s and 40s, just like everybody else, being grandparents in their 30s and 40s. So see, here we go. Mine was in her late 50s when I was born, but I'm lower,
but you're not
on the hierarchy.
oldest.
Yeah, it's not like I'm the oldest kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got older siblings, and so yeah.
See, I think she was 40 when I was born, so that's crazy.
Yeah, but we make it seem like, oh, Big Mama was Big Mom. Like, no, it depends on
her
where
feet
you
around the house in the house shoes with a moo on.
Depends on where you were in the hierarchy.
My grandma was in them heels stepping, honey. She was stepping.
She might have been a Big Mama for you, but she was,
for Mr. Earl around the corner.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right, y'all. Tell me, what are y'all top 3 must-have? You have to have these in a relationship. These are non-negotiables. Anything, just the top 3 you gotta have in a relationship.
Sex. Most sex. Sex. I mean, it's still in there. I was playing, but I wasn't.
Stupid.
Communication. Definitely gotta have communication. And I don't know if this is really a thing, but I mean, I guess, what's the word? What would you say for like selflessness? Like, you gotta be selfless. Because there's going to be times that you're definitely, a lot of times where you're going to have to put the other person, ahead of you, in their feelings. And so, bruh, physical attraction,
that shit gonna fade.
Bruh, you might as well kick that out of here. I like the open-minded, and I guess it depends on your interpretation of what intellect is.
You can't be outside. You can't be outside saying no crazy shit now.
Right.
Like the dude I used to date, and he said, that Carmen come back around. I'm like, Carmen? Who the fuck is Carmen? You know that Carmen? But
San Diego?
About Karma? Oh, it's the same thing. You sir gotta go. This ain't gonna work. Vision, independent relationship with God, communication.
Mine would be open communication, emotional intelligence, because a lot of people lack that, and have some sort of plan and the drive to execute that plan.
You see how different? I mean, I think that most people, no matter what gender you are, is going to definitely say communication. But I think when you really look at the landscape, depending on the gender, you can definitely tell the difference of what, a woman wants in a relationship versus what a man wants. in a relationship, which is great. But
yeah.
But yeah.
You
see what I'm saying?
I think my 3 would be of course it's communication, but it has to be the understanding of the communication.
Right.
Because we can talk all day if we don't understand what the hell each other talking about. Right. But no, because people think they saying something and you're supposed to just automatically understand it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Based off of their background and their traumas and their triggers, and that could turn into a whole argument. Just off a simple misunderstanding.
When I say communication, I mean be able to communicate clearly, to listen, the ability to listen, and then the ability to comprehend what I'm saying.
That part. There you go.
Yeah.
Empathy is huge for me, because if you don't care about anybody but yourself, or you can't feel some type of something for people when they're going through something, that's such a turn off to me.
Yeah.
And emotional security. I want to be able to be vulnerable with you and not feel like it's going to be thrown back in my face.
Oh yeah.
Chris say beauty doesn't fade to me if taken care of. Some people are gracefully, I think, Alicia Rashad. Okay, right. Here we go with these anomalies. You know what I'm saying? These creme de la creme. And so the reason why I said throw out beauty, because you just never know what could happen. So yes, if you take care of yourself, but what happens if something happens where it's out of your control? You know what I'm saying? It's not that you weren't working out. Maybe you broke your leg, maybe whatever the case may be, right?
Accident, cancer,
anything that really changed that physical appearance. And so how are you going to react from that point? You know what I'm saying? You know, they have all these other aspects that you love and that you've been cherishing. Are you going to look at them differently because now they're bald, or, you know, from cancer, or whatever, or they cut their breast off because of cancer? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot there.
Yeah, I agree. I think the physical attractions will get you there and at the table with them, but longevity, whatever.
Yeah. But them are some beautiful women, Chris.
Oh, they are.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I think I know people don't have these conversations up front because it just doesn't. I don't know. I think people come into relationships just assuming that other people have these same ideas as them, and then you quickly find out when you have an argument, like, oh hell no. This ain't gonna work. Like, we don't have the same morals at all.
I think that eventually that comes out. So I don't like to harp on this, but I feel like when you keep sex out as long as you possibly can, like, you really get to understand who the person is and you really get to know them. You know, so you would see these little nuances of things that, you know, when having sex clouds your judgment, and you kind of let things go, these red flags, until they pile up. And now you're out of the honeymoon phase, of course. And now you're like, why am I with this person? Well, you should have been done with this person. I think people don't really take the time to get to know who they're with. And I think that's big, and that'll help people understand, you know, if this person is really a match for them. And if not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling people don't go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But I definitely think, I personally, if you're dating with a purpose, if you're dating with the intentions of being with someone, I think you should wait 3 to 6 months. That's just me. Before you have sex, at least 3 to 6 months.
I agree.
It's just me. I mean, unless y'all spend each day together. Unless y'all spending every single day together, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's why I think that when Drena asked about women wanting to just have a wedding, like that idea, versus actually doing the work and being intentional about being a wife in a marriage, because that's a lot of work that you got to put in to figure out if that's the role you really want to play, or do I just want this fantasy wedding? Yeah. Because when you're dating with intention, you really got to get down to the nitty gritty, and these things is for real. This ain't no play. So I don't think a lot of people are even equipped for that.
Yeah, I think just like how Adrian was saying, doing that self-work, I don't think a lot of people understand what it is that they want them, themselves. Like,
hold on. He said women don't overlook. Really? Wow. Women don't overlook men's flaws?
Man.
Oh my God. Woo, child.
Hey, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you out there on your own with that one, buddy. I can't even get you back on that one. As many of these dudes we see with 7, 8, 9, 10 baby mamas, and they still get women, and the women be knowing they got all these baby mamas.
I'm calm, Daniel. I'm calm.
I can't back you up, brother Shabazz. I can't back you up on that one, brother.
And that goes into, how we always tell women that they need to choose better. Men have to choose better too. Because if you're dealing with women who don't overlook flaws that are flawed, that's a problem. That's a picker issue.
I've always been on the flip side of that, and I always felt that a man should, pick better, do better. Like, so just like I'm pretty sure a lot of women hear other women complaining and be like, man, I ain't whatever. You chose that. I feel the same way. If a man ever complains to me about his baby mama or woman he with.
They say they don't want a short man, but men also say they don't want a fat girl. So we pick and choose our battles. That's preferences, though.
I can't say what I want to say. We'll need an after dark show for me to say what I want to
say. Those are preferences. Listen. I think it's crazy as hell for somebody to be 5'3" and they have to have somebody that's 6 feet tall. I think that's insane. But hey, believe me, that standard will drop and drop and drop as they get older and older and older. So that's gonna go out the window. Yeah, that's gonna go right on out the window. Oh well, 5 ain't too bad. They'll change it.
Can he tickle me? And that's all I need now.
Look, they look like them pickings getting slim. Hold on now. Yeah, some men like climbing trees, but they don't like Lizzo. I'm just saying, like y'all can't be mad when a woman says she don't want no short man, and then y'all go on and say y'all don't like big girls. Everybody got a right to like what they like.
Lil Duval made a post saying, let me pull it up. It was hilarious.
Anything out his mouth. Anything out his mouth.
Well, that's why he always getting banned for like months.
Like, yo.
I be like, yo, I ain't seen Duval post because I follow Duval consistently. I'm here to tell you, like, Duval, I'm definitely looking for his post, and then I'll be like, hold on, he ain't posting like a couple weeks because he been in doggone Instagram jail.
Oh my God, that dude stay getting blocked.
He said it's 2 types of people that never have a hard time getting sex: short dudes and fat women. And the very first comment on there, the man said, both of y'all pay very well. Both of those groups pay very well.
Oh my God.
And Duval said, first of all, sir, I don't be tricking like that. And I would like to say,
like that.
I want to add to what Lil Duval said, baby. I'm not paying nobody nothing. But yeah.
Right.
So he said, them the 2 groups that don't have no issues get no sex.
That's what he said.
Child, these folk crazy.
Hey man, we all know we look at My 600-Pound Life, and women hardly ever be single. They hardly ever be
dependable.
Especially the women.
Partners.
The women hardly ever be, and they have men catering to them hand and foot.
Every need.
You hear me?
Cooking, everything.
Right.
Everything.
You like, boy, them creases must be to die for.
Yeah, they got options. They can put it anyway. Yeah.
I'm like, where they meet them at? Where are these people meeting at?
Right, because they can't go outside.
Where are they meeting?
I don't know. Ew. We're gonna do one last topic because Adrian sent me this clip, And I was intrigued by the guy's conversation. And I was like, oh my God. He said sex is super cheap. Oh my God.
All right, Chris. Chris, you funny.
Oh God. But the guy made a real good point about Black people in general. Like, we don't even have to know each other. So do y'all think we've been programmed to, like, he was like, you just walk up, you see a Black person walking towards you and you kind of get tense. You don't really want to speak. Like, most of the time it's like some weird energy between you and the other person. Have we been brainwashed to be that way? Because he said when he walks by other cultures, he don't feel that way. And I was like, I feel like every time I walk by a Black girl, I try to speak, but they like got the mean mug. They turn their head like they don't want to speak to me. I'm like, okay, well.
I think that is for people who, when people are not confident or they're self-conscious and they come across a person that is confident, like they try to find issues with that person to tear them down. And I do think that with Black women, that used to be the case a lot. Because I was going to say, I think that in the past years, things have gotten better. But I do know that, 10 years ago, it was, she thinks she all that because she light skin, or, it was dark skin versus light skin. Everything, like, women were just at each other's throats. And I feel like as of late, I think that there's more like lifting up by other Black women in the African American community. But that's just what I think.
So I think it's a couple different ways of kind of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And I get what he's saying. Like, as far as if you cross a group of white people, right? If you're walking down the street crossing a group of white people, you hardly ever think twice about that, right? If you walking and you crossing a group of Black people, sometimes you do think like, okay, let me get on my square. Let me do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really thinking more than that. And this is just something I feel like it is, right? Okay, we can go even a step further. If you go into a white establishment, right, where it's all white people in there, you're not thinking about, I'm finna have to fight my way up. I possibly might have to fight my way up out of here. You're more thinking like they're gonna be looking at me crazy, or they might think, I'm trying to steal something, right? Something like that. You know what I mean? But you're not thinking of, I'm gonna have to try to survive this situation, right? Think about, we go out to clubs as well, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you looking at every single exit. You've already in your mind came up with a game plan on, if I need to get up out of here, how I'm going to get up out of here, right?
Absolutely.
If you go to a white bar, you're not necessarily thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, okay, that's the exit, that's the exit, that's the exit. Okay, boom, I see it. Like, you're not on your P's and Q's like that. But when you go into a Black establishment and it's all Black, you make sure you've spotted everywhere you need to get up out of here. And that's kind of sad. Especially traveling, right? And going to different islands and being in, where everybody's a color, right? So you go to islands, everybody's a color, and there's no riffraff. Like, that's a beautiful thing. That's not something that we really do here. Like, we hardly go to, and it's better now because, right, we're older, right? So we can go to some all Black situations that we're not really thinking like that. But think about when you was in your late teens to probably 30. You definitely thought like that. But if you went to, a Hispanic club, or you went to a white club, like, you didn't necessarily think like that. So now I ask you, are we brainwashed to think that way? Or was that necessarily what we needed to do?
It's tough.
I feel more guarded around white people. Maybe I should not be as comfortable as I have been. Adrian, with everything you're saying, like, that's how I feel when I go in an establishment and there's majority white people. Like, I feel like I gotta adjust myself. I feel like take the nightclub Michael's. Michael's is like a country western bar, and like one night a week they will play hip hop music, but it will be like it will be like Chingiest, like not any like hip hop music. It would just be like one or two songs. Let's play the Cha Cha Slide, but it was. I just always felt like you can't really relax. But do you think that might be like a northern thing? Do you think it's something to do with like being northern? Being up north, I mean.
Well, up north we're not friendly, so we not. If you walking down the street up north, you're not going to be speaking to each other.
Yeah.
But.
Right, which is kind of different for us because I think in the South, so of course it's different. We make eye contact with each other. We're gonna speak.
Hey.
Like
be on the porch.
Speak. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna speak to each other. That's just how it goes. But
it's a problem if you don't speak. If you come in and you don't speak, you're like, what the hell wrong with them?
What's wrong with them?
Yeah.
Who they think they is? Like that's not Whereas up north, it's like if you come in and you speaking to everybody, it's like what's wrong with them? Who they think they is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not true. Up north, if you come in somebody's house and you speak, you better speak. But
no, that's different. No, I'm just talking about like an establishment.
Okay.
I'm talking an establishment.
Okay.
Not like coming to someone's house. Yeah. Because you've been invited.
Go buy what you buying.
Yeah, you've been invited in, so you better come in here speaking, or else it's gonna be that same thing. Like who they think they is coming in here and not speaking and just know. But
the same as like in a neighborhood. Like if you go into a black neighborhood, you kind of be on guard. White neighborhood, you just like cruising through, like whatever. We good over here. We're safe.
The first time I traveled to DC and I saw like it was a man on the train on the metro. He was like just flailing on the ground, and when the doors open, people just walked right over him, like okay, going about their day. And I'm like, nobody's gonna help the man. And my friend was like, get your ass over here. You don't know these people. So it was just like very shocking to me to see people like everybody just go about their way.
Yeah, people, it's like, not really paying attention. But I mean, so it's one of those things though, when you really dissect the situation, and it's like there's a lot of truth to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say like what I was saying, like for me, it was an uncomfortableness going into white establishments and stuff like that, but it wasn't uncomfortableness of me thinking like, oh, I'm finna have to fight my way up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It was more or less like them, thinking I'm some nigger or something. You know what I mean? Like, it was more thinking those types of thoughts and not necessarily like I'm finna have to fight my way up out of here. So
more of a verbal threat or thought.
Yeah.
Than actual physical thing could happen.
Do you agree with what that man said?
About the violence?
Yeah, or do you think do you think that's something like that may be more the experience of African American men, or do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I feel because if I go to so I live in a predominantly white area, but my subdivision is pretty mixed. Like most of my neighbors are black. But if I go like to Rock Hill, that's blackity black, I'm on guard. I'm like, let me hurry up and get in, get out. I ain't because I don't really deal with other people's hood like that because I don't know who is who. I don't know who's gonna do what, so I'm in and out. So I don't know if it's a trauma or just I don't know. Maybe it's conditioning, it's programming.
Maybe I'm just walking around delusional.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm just being aloft. Maybe I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm just walking around aloft like
but I think you got to think where you are and where we are. You know what I'm saying? Now
Daniel, I don't trust them now, but I don't feel as physically
like you know everybody.
Danger. Yeah, I do feel that way. But the problem was with me, like when I do travel to areas, like when I'm in New Orleans, certain part of New Orleans, I'm not going to behave the same way I would at home. Like but it's still hard for me to turn that off. Like speaking to people, if I do happen to travel up north, like I'm still gonna speak, and then somebody gonna remind me, like, "Girl, stop talking to these folks. You don't know these. You don't know these people." I guess it's something I have to cut on and off.
I speak to people.
Derek, I was wasted in every club. I didn't give a damn where I was in Korea. drunk. Ooh.
Yeah, so
I think it's a trauma response.
Yeah. We're on guard.
It's terrible.
And that's why I say, like, when I would go to other countries, it's just kind of like it was just a different vibe. Like, and it could be all people of color, you know what I'm saying, in that club. And it was just, I was not like on guard. I wasn't like on guard when I go to, certain spots here.
Yes, God. Good times.
Yeah, man, but
good times.
Y'all better stop dry snitching on each other.
Ooh, Lord.
Erica, throw some dirt before we get up out of here. Erica, throw some dirt. Throw some dirt, Erica.
Don't do that. I think I paid my karma. I hope I done paid my karma. Lord, I'm tired.
Carmen?
Right? Because Carmen, Carmen gonna come back around.
Never.
I don't got nobody. I don't have nobody wife calling my phone no more. Look at God.
All right, Erica, we're gonna have a discussion. All right, Erica. We gonna talk offline.
Erica used to put her headphones on and go on to bed. You don't want no parts of this. Woo, the soju. Father God. Glad I'm a changed woman.
Me too.
If you knew where I came from. Adrian been there.
Thug and Dee.
He knew me before.
Thug and Dee. That's what I call you. Thug and Dee.
People don't even understand from whence I've come. All right, y'all. Well, what y'all got going on for the week? Any shout outs? Oh, wait. I forgot. I forgot something. One of the biggest things tonight. I forgot it's grad week, prom week, all this good stuff going on. I wanted to shout out some Black graduates. Well, one in particular. But if y'all got some Black graduates y'all want to shout out, we usually do a Black-owned business spotlight. But this week I want to do some Black graduates. To shout out some folks out there doing their thing with high school diplomas, college degrees. We got some Black scholars out here, y'all, doing some good things in the world. So if you know anybody, you're going to put them in the comments. I'll shout them out on here. You put their name up here. I'll put it up on the screen. But let me know if you know anybody. I have a particular one that I would love to shout out. My nephew. No. My Kier Spirell. He graduated from the Westchester University with 2 degrees, not one. 2 degrees, not one. Bachelor degree in marketing and a bachelor degree in accounting. Black boy joy. He is the first man in my family from my grandmother's family tree on that branch to graduate from college, break any type of generational curses. So I'm so proud of him. This man is an outstanding man. He stood in the gap with my sister and my nephew. He really takes charge. He takes the lead, and he's super responsible, intelligent. He's just an amazing young man. And I can't wait to go home this Saturday to celebrate his graduation. It's his weekend. He get what he wants, even though it's my sister's birthday weekend. But it's all about him. I love you, Mike, here. If you're watching, shout out to you. Huge accomplishment. You are changing our generation, and your descendants will thank you.
That's amazing.
Nice.
My graduate is my mom. She graduated with her master's from Jackson State University about 2 weeks ago. So shout out to her. And I actually graduated about 2 weeks ago with my associates. I graduated. My best friend, I would always be like, my kids going to college. They're doing this and that. And she was like, how you going to make your kids do that and you didn't even want to go to college? And I was like, well, damn. I guess I got to go. So I did. And I finished.
Congratulations, Drena.
Thank you.
Yes.
So my nephew heard me. I got a niece that graduated high school this week, actually. Adrian Young. So congratulations. She's going off, I think, to Fort Sam Houston, if I can remember. She's graduating, going to college there. So yeah, in Texas. Yeah, man.
Okay, congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. Look at these Black folks doing good things.
Right.
Look at that.
Doing a damn thing.
Y'all. Look, breaking generational curses. and starting generational blessings. That's what's up. That is what's up. What y'all got going on for the week? Anything you want to highlight, tell people, promote? Let me know. Let the people know.
This weekend, I'm getting out of town for a wedding in Louisiana. And I plan on drinking on somebody else's dime. And enjoying having off on Monday. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
You taking a boo?
Huh?
You taking a boo?
I'm not taking a boo. I'm not taking a boo.
Oh, you meeting a boo?
I might. I don't know.
Catch the bouquet.
We'll
Catch the bouquet.
We'll report back next week.
We gonna hear about it.
Oh, shucks.
Hey man, I've been working like a Hebrew slave, so yeah, they got your boy out here working. You know, your boy have been working lately, so I'm kind of not used to this. But no, it's a great thing. It's a great experience. I'm learning a lot here, you know, as I start. So it's awesome. But yeah, you know, with the transition, yeah, man. But it's great. I love it. But I'm actually working.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to get, you know, of course, get my schedule together before I take on any more projects, any more you know, speaking engagements and stuff like that. And but I am working on my website, updating it now. I had some pictures taken and stuff like that for it. So hopefully I can go on and solidify that, the look of it. And the book's still coming. So yes, I'm just waiting for the word now. So hopefully, actually, it should probably be in the next couple of days. I need to check on it. But so then that will be coming out. So yeah, that's what I have going on.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going home to celebrate my nephew's graduation and my sister's birthday this weekend. So I'm excited to get away for a little bit. I am supposed to be doing some collaborations coming up here soon, but we'll see. And we have, if I haven't already told you, but I think I did last week, but just to let you know that Money Train song with Anthony Hamilton is out on all platforms now.
I heard it.
You can download it. And here's the link. I'm going to put it in the chat for anybody who wants to go and download it, stream it. Listen to it. It's an amazing song. Of course, they showing much love here in the Carolinas, out here playing it on the radio. We're in the works of getting it on the radio in Miami. So y'all listen to it, stream it, download it. We're trying to run the numbers up so we can get somebody's attention. This music industry is not easy. It takes a lot of money, a lot of connections, and a lot of late nights, arguments, and a lot of everything, because it's just not an easy career to choose. So y'all go check it out. We're going to be doing a video soon. Hopefully we can get Anthony Hamilton to sit still for 5 minutes so we can shoot a video. Other than that, y'all look out for the Core Queen. I'll be doing a challenge probably like June 15th. It'll be a cash prize challenge, so a 30-day transformation challenge. Whoever has the biggest transformation 30 days. Last time I did a $500 first place prize. So I'll keep you updated on what the prizes will be and how you can sign up for it. But we appreciate all of our battle buddies in the comments. We love y'all for coming every week to chat with us, give us y'all inputs. We love all the different perspectives. Keep the conversations going, share the live, let people know about the battle buddies, have them go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure y'all turn on your notifications so you know when we're live, and let everybody know about the battle buddies. And once again, we welcome our new co-host, Drena. We appreciate you, and we will chat with y'all next week. Thank y'all.